Yeah, please come.
Good afternoon,
Harshita?
sir. Good afternoon,
Okay,
ma'am.
please sit down,
Good
Harshita.
afternoon. Thank you.
Harshita Agarwal,
Yes, sir.
you are from Tulasipur in Cuttack, Odisha.
Yes, sir.
Your father is Sudhir Kumar Agarwal,
Yes, sir.
and he has an industry,
So his own business.
own business. Okay, just a minute. What is your optional?
So sociology. Sociology.
Okay, sociology. And when is your interview scheduled?
1st Feb.
1st Feb.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
I think, did we meet?
Yes, sir.
Yes. We have met, you see. And your father is in export business?
Import and distribution. Yes.
Okay, good. I've already interviewed her, so please.
Okay.
I'll come back later.
So, Harshita, what does Harshita mean?
Sir,
Very good name.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, Harshita means happy. Harsh means happiness, cheerfulness, joy. So
You
that
look
is what
your
my
name.
Thank you, ma'am.
She's smiling all the time.
So, name very well deserved. Huh?
Thank you.
Okay. Constitutional posts. You might be knowing constitutional bodies, constitutional posts. You know about these?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If I ask you that how many constitutional posts persons in India might be having, it could be in single digit, double digit, 3 digit, 4 digit, or in lakhs.
Sir, I believe a single digit.
Single digit.
Yes.
And if I tell you, no, you are not right, you are wrong, and these are in lakhs, would you agree with me?
So not that I am aware of.
It is in lakhs. How? How could it be?
So the number of constitutional posts that a person can hold is in lakhs.
Yeah, in lakhs. And at present, the number of the persons who are holding constitutional posts might be in lakhs, not in single digit or double digit or in 3 digits.
So I am not
Are you aware of 73rd Amendment in the Constitution?
Yes, sir.
What exactly that is?
Sir, Panchayati Raj
So
bodies.
local bodies,
Yes,
are those not constitutional posts?
Yes, sir, they are.
These are.
Thank you, sir.
So in lakhs.
Yes, sir.
And if I ask you that what percentage of women might be holding that constitutional post?
So 33%.
Yeah, definitely it would be more than 33%
more.
because that is the minimum.
Yes.
33% representation in the local bodies.
Yes, sir.
So that might be more than 1/3. That is the minimum.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Commerce related with, commerce you have studied. What do you mean by fugitive economic offender? Are you aware of Fugitive Economic Offenders Act?
I'm not aware
Fugitive
of it,
economic
sir, I'm
offender.
sorry.
Fugitive.
Yes, I know what it means, but I do not.
Okay, Punjab National Bank fraud, are you aware of?
Yes, sir.
Why that occurred? Which were the main drawbacks? Which were the main deficiencies that this fraud occurred? Punjab National Bank fraud.
Sir, I am unable to recall the facts.
Okay,
sorry.
so let it be. Huh? Okay, now constitutional amendments, you know?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in the preamble of the Constitution, some words were not there in the very beginning, but later on they were introduced. Through which Amendment Act they were introduced? Constitutional Amendment Act. Through which these were introduced and which were those words?
Sir, the words introduced were secular, socialist,
Socialist, secular, very right.
and integrity.
And integrity. And integrity was added after which word?
Unity and integrity.
Unity and
obligation.
integrity. Good enough.
And-
And through which constitutional amendment?
Sir, 44th Amendment Act.
44th.
Sir, I recall it being 44th.
Okay. Now you tell me, in the last session of the parliament, how many bills were passed by both the houses, both Lok Sabha as well as Rajya Sabha? How many bills were passed? And whether at all the president assent has been given related with those bills?
So I'm not aware of the exact numbers.
Anyway, not exact number, okay, let it be. Now, can you tell me some of them? 7, by the way, 7 were passed by both the houses. Though one house has passed 9, but 7 were of this type that both the houses passed those bills. Anyway, can you recall any?
So the Wildlife Protection Act was passed.
Yeah, Wildlife Protection Act, Wildlife Protection Amendment Act.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell, anyway, any other?
So that is the only one I can recall right now. I'm sorry.
Okay, sociologist from our country.
Yes, sir.
How many, can you tell me 2-3 sociologists?
Yes, sir. So G.S. Ghore, M.N. Srinivas, and Bete.
M.N. Srinivas, contribution.
Yes, sir.
Please tell me, yeah, what is that?
Sir, M.N. Srinivas' biggest contribution is his theory of Sanskritization, in which he explains how the lower castes imitate to the behavior of the higher caste and try to improve their position in the caste hierarchy.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Harshita, you are from Cuttack.
Yes, sir.
Cuttack is known for a few things.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about them.
So, firstly, its filigree work is very popular.
Silver filigree.
Yes, sir, silver filigree. And secondly, sir, the Barabati fort is very famous.
That's all?
So, no, there are several other things. Cuttack is famous for the Bali Jatra, the annual fest. And Sir Subhash Chandra Bose, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was also born in Cuttack.
Studied there also? Yes. Studied,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you know anything about Odisha's historical links with Southeast Asia?
Yes, sir. Sir,
Would you elaborate on that?
Sir, Odisha's link with Southeast Asia is actually established by the Bali Jatra. We see the annual fest is celebrated to commemorate the relation. We had traders going from the Odisha coast to Bali and to other Southeast nations, and the fest is celebrated for that.
Okay. Now, have you heard of habeas corpus?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
So it means it is a writ of habeas corpus is under Article 32 of the Constitution. Our Supreme Court issues that writ, and it means to bring in front of the Supreme Court can command any any individual, private or the public authority to present someone in front of the court.
Okay. Have you come across a term judicial activism?
Yes.
What is it?
So the judicial activism refers to when the judiciary takes an active role to assert the rights. So for instance, through PILs or through or through doctrines such as doctrine of basic structure, that is when the court is said to play the role of judicial activism.
What is judicial overreach?
So judicial overreach is said when it is asserted that the judiciary is exceeding its sphere of powers and going beyond its
Any examples you can give?
duties. Sir, it was said that when Supreme Court banned the sale of liquor along highways, it was contended that it is an instance of judicial overreach because it is an executive decision.
Are you aware of the collegium now?
Yes, sir.
What is that? What is happening?
So the collegium system was actually evolved through the 4 judges case as a means to appoint judges in the High Court and Supreme Court. There's currently debate that the executive asserts that it is non-transparent and it is and no other country has a system where judges appoint judges, but the Supreme Court asserts that it is important for assuring the independence of the judiciary.
Okay. Now, last question, Harsita. I'm taking to the international arena now a little. Our neighborhood, really.
Yes, sir.
You know, we have our neighbors like you have Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan. Now, some say, I mean, some analysts, they feel that maybe there is an amount of mistrust. Say, for example, they say in the context of Nepal, they say that, we are not treated equally, there is disrespect for us. Do you believe in that theory?
Sir, I do believe that there might be some degree of mistrust, because in Nepal we have the image of being a big brother which tries to assert its supremacy, and we're also seeing protests by people in Maldives against increasing Indian presence. But at the same time, sir, I believe that India does not intend to overpower its nations. Even in Gujarat Principle, we assert that we follow the principle of equality and mutual benefit. And so, sir, I do not believe that it is our intention to create mistrust.
You mentioned about Gujarat doctrine.
Yes, sir.
What are the main tenets of it?
It is based on 5 tenets. Firstly, that for neighbors such as Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, Maldives, Sri Lanka, we will provide in good faith and not expect anything in return. So secondly, that no territory of a South Asian country would be used to inflict damage upon another South Asian nation. So thirdly, that all disputes shall be resolved through negotiation instead of through war. And fourthly, respect of territorial integrity and sovereignty.
Thank you, Harshita.
I will ask you 2 questions.
Yes.
One is, who are the 2 Nobel Prize winners from India on economics? Recent.
Ma'am, one is Abhijit Banerjee, and I'm unable to recall another
The
name.
other one is also a Bengali. Who is that?
Ma'am, but no, I am not aware of him
Oh,
from
you are not.
economics.
Amartya Sen? Have you heard of
Amartya Sen.
Amartya Sen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You don't know what they did?
Ma'am, I
You have some idea?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
What is Abhijit Banerjee? What did he do? What did he say? In a very simple 1 or 2 sentences. Don't go beyond that.
Ma'am, I am only able to recall Amartya Sen's contribution.
What about Amartya Sen? You tell me about Amartya.
How he developed the human capability approach. He said that nations' poverty should be measured in terms of its human capability.
Okay, very good. Okay, I don't want to go into the depth of it. What is the difference between capitalism and communism? As you understand, 1 or 2 sentences.
Ma'am, in capitalism, the wealth is owned privately, whereas in communism, all property and wealth is owned collectively.
Oh, okay. That is the only difference?
No, ma'am.
What are the other key differences?
Ma'am, capitalism has a presence of a state, whereas communism is stateless according to Marx. Marx defined as a global stateless communism. Thirdly, inequality is present in capitalism, whereas communism is said to be
Okay,
based
can
on
you name
equality.
2 communist countries? 2, 3 communist countries? So-called communist countries?
Yes, ma'am. There are no perfect communist countries, but we have Russia, China, North Korea.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Harshita,
Yes, sir.
you have been reading self-help books.
Yes, sir.
Which is the self-help book you are reading for getting into the civil services?
Sir, I read The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, and I believe it has led me till this stage in my first attempt.
This is your first attempt?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what are your service preferences?
Sir, IAS, then Revenue Service IT, Revenue Service Customs, then Indian Police Service, Indian Foreign Service.
Foreign service is at serial number?
5.
Why?
Yes. Sir, while I do not mind serving outside the nation for a few months, I would prefer to stay within the country.
Any particular reason?
So I like staying in India. I relate to the culture and I'm comfortable here. So there's no.
But I think the board may find, given your background and all that, more suitable for foreign service. So what will be your reaction?
So it is my preference, and I believe only where I want to work will I be able to work with full dedication.
But if the board says that we will put you into IFS, what will you say? Will you give your consent?
Yes, it is a matter of preference, and if I have to opt for the service because it is my 5th preference, so I will work if that is what is in my.
Okay, Harshita. Thank you. You can go outside, we'll call you back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Come in.
Yeah, please come in. Harshita, please sit down. Yeah. Yes.
Harshita,
Yes,
you come out very well in the course of your interview. Just a few
yes,
tips I would like to give.
yes, sir, certainly.
The first one is raise your voice a little. I think you are speaking very softly,
Okay.
sometimes inaudible,
Okay, yes.
So because you will be appearing before a board, so you have to raise your voice
Yes,
a little.
sir.
Not too much, but to some extent. Second, I think I asked you about Cuttack. There are one or two more things about Cuttack also you should know.
Yes, sir.
There is a very famous rice research institute there.
Yes, sir.
You forgot about it.
Uh,
So remember that.
Yes,
And other things about Odisha. Odisha is known for so many things.
yes, sir.
Known for Puri, as you know, Jagannath temple, for the culture. Bhubaneswar is in fact called a city of how many? 1,000 temples or
Yes,
something like
sir.
that. The Jain civilization also grew there,
Yes, sir.
So many things are there. The Kalinga war between Ashoka and all. People would ask you questions.
Yes,
So
sir.
be prepared for that. And which newspaper do you read?
Sir, Times of India and Hindu.
Hindu, okay. Try to remember the names of the chief editors, the editors of both the newspapers,
Okay.
Hindu
Okay, sir.
and Times of India. And do make it a point the day you go,
Yes, sir.
at least have a glimpse through both the newspapers.
Okay, sir.
Headlines at least,
Yes,
should know.
sir.
Because, they would have read the newspaper of that day and they would ask you questions on that.
Okay, sir.
And last but not the least, what you do is, I don't know, when is your interview?
So 1st February.
Just a few days left only.
Yes, sir.
But now, from today, say till the date of your interview, make notes, on points related to your DAF,
Yes, sir.
important points, national and international. Whatever you find of interest,
Yes, sir.
say Ukraine now, what is happening in Ukraine, or what is happening in the US, let's say, American Congress you must be reading,
Yes, sir.
what is happening in the American Congress. So whatever is happening around us, keep track of that.
Yes, sir.
The latest. So if Middle East something is happening, keep track of that.
Yes, sir.
They may ask you very favorite question. Sometimes they ask you, why is the dollar rising? Why the dollar? Like vis-a-vis the rupee, as you know, how
Yes,
the
sir.
dollar is rising. But again, so many currencies of the world actually, all major currencies of the world. They will ask you. They'll ask you sometimes, why did India buy or why India is buying Russian oil?
Yes.
When there is opposition to it,
Yes,
from
sir.
different quarters. But why did you buy? Why are you buying? So be prepared. I'm sure you will do very well. All the very best from our
Yes,
side.
sir.
Thank you.
Harshita, compared to the last mock which we did,
Yes, sir.
did you perform better today?
Sir,
What is your assessment?
so my speaking skills have improved, but while I have been preparing, I could not answer any of sir's questions.
No problem at all. There may be some questions which you may not answer. कोई उससे वो नहीं होना है
Yes,
nervous.
sir.
But overall assessment, do you feel you did better today
Yes,
than the
sir,
previous one?
certainly. So then there were few things. I would start speaking as soon as the interview stopped. So I realized I have to pause a few seconds and then speak.
Okay,
And
good. Last time, how much did you get?
So 66% or something.
60%.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Today we are giving around 175 to 80. No, but your aim should be
Yes,
touching or
sir,
crossing
certainly.
200.
Certainly.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
वीमेन रिलेटेड इशू जरा पूछ लेना जरा अच्छे
Yes,
से करना
sir.
हमने
Yes, sir.
पूछा नहीं
Okay, good. You are a very good candidate,
Thank
and
you, sir.
you should be able to make it. Just keep yourself up to date and
Yes,
be
sir.
confident. Have a little bit more voice modulation.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Your personality is very good, very pleasing, but voice should be little, youthful, commanding. See.
Okay, sir.
Okay. All
Thank
the
you.
best.
Thank you.
Can be next candidate.
Yes, sir.